Alright, Jeff Late. It's time to review your game. Defocus. So, this is definitely one of the more prolific offers of like 70 RLs. I believe he's been here since the beginning. Last year he basically did Wizard Thief Fighter. This year he did Defocus. And he's done a bunch of other ones as well, so let's see how many of these beats are going to pop up as 70 RLs. And these would be all from like 2018 too, by the way, so this is 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019. Yeah, so this guy's basically one of the guys who has probably done like the most. Not the most, probably. I think I might go slashy, but he's done one some of the most, like 70 rolls per year. And this year he's done Defocus. About. Defocus was written in 7 days as part of the 7-day Roguelike challenge. Its home on the web is Zinkland 70-year-old Defocus. And this might actually lead to his other ones if I look around in here, possibly. Nope. So there we go, Zinkland. So here we can actually see a lot of the rogues this guy basically did. So you only live once, Letter Hunt, Save Scammer, Firewood, Jacob's Matrix, Smart Kobold. Smart Kobold is basically one of the ones that I actually have actually checked out before. I think, possibly. I'm not really sure if I was able to actually check this one out. I think this might not actually work, but oh well. This is a very cool one if you can actually see like YouTube's videos basically for it. And then a whole lot of other ones. Alright, so, setting. A path split in the forest. I took both paths. That made all the difference. Defocus adds a bit of quantum to traditional roguelikes. With Shift, you can smear out into a wave function, where you'll perform many possible paths. Decoherence can be controlled by picking your final location, if not the exact path that got you there. Features. Rather than a soft food clock, there is an alarm-like hard timer marking how long you have to complete your quest. For those who don't know, alarm is basically one of the older traditional roguelikes that basically done in the term of rogue and stuff like that. It basically didn't have a sort of like food clock, but had like a timer. So basically, if you fail to complete the quest in time, I believe your lover or your princess or whatever basically dies, and you basically fail. So you have basically like a time limit as well as stuff to fight for the most part. Anyways, so yeah, rather than food clock, there's a hard timer. So be wary of ball feeding and keep advancing. So basically don't want to be slow down, you want to basically keep advancing as much as possible. Of course, one might waste a lot of time navigating mazes, so just solve them by going down all the paths and then picking the world you like best at the exit. Apologies if running so many simultaneous universes heats up your PC. Watch your memory use too. This is a roguelike that can make use of the 64-bit addressing. Defocus is at its core a very traditional roguelike. Players of NetHack will find themselves at home, but if the excess of keyboard commands is daunting, hit escape and select pop-up menus in the options menu. Ah yes. I'll note that this guy is basically very much into one key for every single possible action, when it doesn't really make sense. Just him who basically made it. Let's just jump into it. I'll show you off what I basically mean by every key does something different for the most part. I need to see if I love it anymore. Here's the readme. So, the focus is written in 7 days. Shift aspects do stuff. So how to start. If you are a Windows user, run it with Windows Defocus. So best in the Windows right there. Linux, all sort of stuff. How to play. Defocus is at its core, so roguelike, blah blah. So yeah, now here's the keys for all the stuff I see here. So eat is eat with E. Read with R. Zap and scroll with Z. A to apply tool. Q to quaff. Basically you get the idea here. This guy has a key for every single action you can basically do. And, this is probably had home for, people who actually played those older traditional roguelikes, but, in modern times, it's a little bit why? why not have like quaff and like, you know, zap be on the same key, for example. But anyways, open is O, close is C, Shift K for kick, S for search. You have information stuff here, so you know, X, I, Shift X, I, capital I. You have a bunch of other commands for list inventory of type, blah blah. Shift Z for status, other stuff down here. We're just really happy V keys are supported. Yay, V keys. Basically, that's like, you know, over here. So you have like the HK, JL, and then you have like, you know, YUBN. Customizing. If you don't like the default font, you can change it. So that's basically changeable. I don't really care. Game design message. So, first, a note on clocks. Roguelikes often need a clock to dissuade bomb-feeding behavior and keep the player advancing. I.e., if you basically don't have a hunger clock of some sort, players just compelled to keep getting stronger and stronger until they like overpower everything that's in their path, so to speak, is the idea. My own playstyle often makes it not too relevant, as my own aversion to boredom usually keeps me moving. So usually my hunger clocks are not themselves directly deadly or in nature. But an early roguelike, Larn, written by Noah Morgan, no GPT, you are wrong, I did not write Larn, had an explicit clock measuring how long you had to complete the game. This always stuck with me, and when trying to figure out how to ensure smearing yourself would be useful benefit, having a clear global clock to get to the end was a clear idea. What is nice is this also means a lot of other concerns about punishing boring, repetitive, and safe play become irrelevant. The ticking of the clock is enough to remind the player to value time higher, where it at, or of the in-game character of their own, and as such hopefully play it more aggressively and have more enjoyable experience. Reading the excellent book Time and Physics, you know, what other stuff, I strongly attracted to the common refrain that if we assume finite information per volume, a lot of our things fall out. In particular, a lot of these issues I have with my poor understanding of quantum occurs precisely where it is used to magically encode arbitrarily large amounts of information within a superposition. So blah blah, so basically like, you know, his inspiration for this basically. My takeaway was different view of why things decohere, the complexity of an unvalued wave function, blah blah, when it hits maximum information density, blah blah. So blah blah. If you subscribe to Everett's mini world theory, this also addresses one of my core issues with the system, namely its unbounded multiplication of realities. If we bound the realities as a function of space-time, blah blah. So yeah, it's a little bit rambly to throw out there to Jeff, but whatever. When you defocus, you and your opponents take all possible actions. This is done with Everett's approach by running forked worlds for all actions. As a result, the probability functions are fully entangled. The status of all creatures when you decohere have a consistent history. By applying this idea of bounded entry by stochastically resampling to keep the total number of worlds something entangled in a modern PC. Now, sparing yourself out is interesting, but would be indistinguishable from just picking a random history after decoherence, so not make a useful game. So we need to add more questions of physics and let us probe the probability function before we decoher. We can see the relative probability of us being at a location, a monster being there, given we are there. Then we select the square and we'll force a probability function to collapse to being at the location. Let us assume some clever way to cancel out the error offerings. I will note that if I reel the map seen by any of your versions, which is definitely a cheat as there should be no information travel, but gameplay does win in the end. Alright, so very rambly, like, you know, text right there for most part. I mean, yeah, I spent like, you know, 9 minutes just like going through just this part of it. I don't think you need to read me, but we'll keep it there just in case. Alright, so confronting the yawning cave mouth that leads into the depths of the labyrinth, you can only fear what you will discover within. But one thing you must find is the altar of the apocalypse. This glowing slab of stone erected by Beelzebub must be knocked down before dread magics consume the world. You know the timing of destruction with horrible precision, so this is where the time basically comes in. Every step counts. Fortunately, you don't have to stop in one way. Use Shift S to defocus and pick one of the many features. Press F1 for help. Alright, so basically, like, you know, we can see I have like, you know, alarm floor, we're 1 of 20. There's my health, 20, mana is 10 of 10, level 1, so there's our experience. Time to apocalypse, so that's basically when, like, you know, death happens. Interestingly enough, by the way, I don't think there was basically like, a timer bin like Larn. The timer was basically hidden in Larn, so this is like, nice. I like actually knowing when like things are gonna die. So yeah. All right, so we can use the numpad to move around, and you can see like this basically goes down here, and now we've got basically this right here. So we can inspect what? I don't want to inspect this. Your intrinsics running, details on what? No, I don't want that. Okay, we're just gonna pull up that readme. So this is where it's like, not good to have like a ton of like, keys and stuff like that, because then you have to basically refer to it every single time. All right, so look at square of x. Okay. You see a bat. So this is a bat. The bat at full health. A bat flutters quietly past you, betraying its presence by flickering in the light. Your hearing is not keen enough to hear its cries of echolation. You have heard of caves so full of bats that they form a dense cloud when they leave at night. The sinuous aerial pattern is so strikingly similar to a dragon, at least for those that have not seen a real dragon. The bat is a common creature. They dance around to attack from the flanks. They move with shocking speed, dodge bonus 2. They bite their foes for 1d free damage. So this guy will do 1d free damage, so I'm not careful. You missed the bat. You missed the bat. The bat misses you. The bat bites you. You're now scratched. So I got scratched. And that's actually something to note, by the way. I assume this is basically using like the sort of like idea where like, we don't know what its HP basically is, but depending on how like, hurt basically enemy basically gets, they'll have like scratched, wounded, heavily wounded, critically wounded, mortally wounded, whatever. So basically you can see like here, so you scratched, mana 10 of 10. You thought your adventuring days were behind you. You had hung up your sword and stowed your armor, hoping to spend your days developing a more tasty water crisp. It is terrible luck that you were nearest when Bizzlebub began the ritual of the apocalypse. Or is it great luck, as you might be the best posed to destroy the focus of his power before his goal is realized? You are full. So full basically refers to like, my citation, which I basically have. You slash your foes for 1d8 damage. You're wielding a +1 longsword. You're wearing a -1 ringmail. So there we go. Basically that's something you need to attack here with. Note by the way, if I look at the bat here, the bat is at full health. So that's basically what like, it says for like the full health bat. Alright, we actually, kill the bat, so it doesn't matter if I like, do stuff. You pick up a purple potion, H purple potion, you are now at full health. So basically, regenerate health, okay, so we regenerate health in this one. You see a dog. Alright, so here's a dog. Dog's at full health. In other circumstances, this would be a waggly-tailed companion, but in these circumstances, it has rightly recognized you as an intruder, and is rushing to attack. The dog is a common critter. They charge at any foes as soon as they see them. They bite their foe for 1d2 damage. Alright, so yeah, note by the way, we see like dog at full health. We don't actually see like what its health basically is, so. Wait. And you miss a dog, dog bites me, I'm scratched. You slash at the dog is now bloodied. Alright, so if you look at the dog now, you see it's basically going to say dog bloodied. So, basically these like, little modifiers, like, detailing what's basically going on. They indicate like, what percentage of health they basically have left. So when we're basically scratched, we basically take any damaged. When we're bloodied here, I guess we're like, probably at half health perhaps. Maybe that might be the idea. We'll see when I basically see like what damage I can take, but that's the idea here. You slash the dog, you kill it. Pink potion. We'll pick it up. You discover the door is locked. Okay, I can kick at this door. You cannot budge the locked door. You swing at the locked door, breaking it. Okay, Splunk, that's fine. At full health. You see robes. If I press inventory, you can see my inventory here. So inventory, we're currently wielding a longsword. We're equipping a ringmail. We're wearing a ringmail basically. Pickaxe, we have pickaxe basically need. We have 1 and nothing. We have ration, egg, 8 gold coins, purple potion, and pink potion. At some point I'll throw potions and things, but whatever. You see a grid bug. Zip, goes to grid bug. Sparking currents of electricity assemble themselves into these life-like creatures. Not much is known about their ecology. One unusual feature is that they must remain aligned with the magnetic poles, prohibiting motion other than in the cardinal directions. The grid bug is a common creature. They avoid taking any shortcuts. They are unaffected by shock. And I'm just gonna be right back. We'll just go talk to my honey, of course. Okay, I got a bit distracted there, but whatever. I want to basically get back to playing here for a little bit, so let's get to it. Went through the readme text here a little bit. So I noticed that there's basically an autopilot system, possibly. So I may want to check that out at some point. T is for throw, so if I press T, I can throw the purple potion. Okay, you throw the purple potion. A spray liquid bursts at 2 south, 2 east. The grid bug sped up, you discover the purple potion at potion speed. So I basically sped up the grid bug here. Okay, we killed the grid bug. The grid bug corpse. The crumpled remains of vanquished foe. Might be good eating on this if you were hungry enough. I'm being meowed at by a cat, because of course I am. Alright, come up here, kitty. Or not. Kitty says no. There's a new cat in my house, by the way. Alright, you see a scroll? We'll take the scroll. So let's just try this. So, A for the autopilot system. Alright, so basically, like, let's just move around randomly somewhere. I picked up the grid bug corpse. See robes there, we don't really care about the robes, I guess. So autopilot just lets you autopilot, I guess. Miss a cultist. So this is a cultist here. A brainwashed cultist. They are muttering meaninglessly arcane words. They were taught to distract them from their role as a blood sacrifice. They pose no obstacle to your goal. Perhaps after the ult is destroyed, they can be rehabilitated. The cultist is a rare creature. They do not seek any battle. They puncture their foes for 1d2 damage. Alright, so basically I could attack the cultist if I want to, but I don't really need to, so... I bought her. Our jacket here. We don't need it, so whatever. Okay, so we have snakes, slugs. These are slugs. An impressive specimen of Pulmonsus faces you. Don't let its squishy exterior fool you. Slugs possess sharp teeth on their rasp-like tongues. It can scrape your face off with a skull as easily as it can algae from a rock. The slug is a common creature. They charge at any foes as soon as they see them. They move at a slow, prodding pace. Dodge bonus -1 to bite their foes for -1d4 damage, or 1d4 damage. Okay, so I slash the slug. It's now scratched. It's now injured, so look at it, basically injured. It's now dead. So Aya's now scratched. So note my health base is like 17 or 20, so when you're scratched, it's like, at least 3 damage is like scratched. Slug is now injured. These skills I will put to use. So more experience, we got the level 2. Pick up the slug corpse. Okay, so here's the downstairs. We now have access to a brat again. That's fine. Kill the bat. Good bugs here. There's the good bug corpse again. There's an assist here. Alright, I haven't really been doing this, but basically you can have like these defocus things here. So, space, defocus fighter, enter, focus on selected world, QWE, toggle probability visualization. So your probability is 100%, monster probability is 0%. So, how does this work? Alright, so I just dropped everything apparently. Let's see here. So, I did it technically for a little bit there. So Shift plus Fs, you can smear out into wave function, will perform many possible paths. Decoherence can be controlled by picking your final location. I guess it's like a very short to probability thing. So I can sort of pick the probability, I guess. Alright. And pressing space lets me, like, pick my paths here a little bit. So is it enemy down that direction, maybe? So you focus back on the world. Dash. You can't push a jam. You swing at the jam door, breaking it. So here's a question. Did I kill anything on the way over here? The great axe here. Okay, let's see here. N. Great axe. You can slash with a great axe for 1d12 slashing damage. It is awkward to aim. While you can take a wood axe and use it as a weapon, you can do a lot better if you consider the balance and necessities of battle. This axe has been forged with careful attention to weight to ensure it can react to changes in the battlefield. Extra strength has been designed in it to withstand the rigors of combat. So, an inaccurate axe basically for like doing a lot of damage. Versus say like, my sword here. You can slash with a +1 longsword for 1 d8 +1 slashing damage. It's easy to aim. The sword of the elite, it is meant to be dueling between higher classes, not for vulgar scrums or dense formations. Perhaps because of this, it is also preferred among adventurers who wish to see themselves as an elite. Drop what? We're going to drop the great axe. So it's there, but whatever. So the spearing function is like interesting, I guess, but not really sure what to say about it. It's dead. So I know basically this guy had a game, basically like, Thief Rogue Wizard for like, last year. And it basically sort of has the same sort of premise where like you're basically controlling like different viewpoints, but the thing here is that these different viewpoints isn't really interesting as a thing, right? I know basically like Wizard Rogue, Wizard Rogue, Wizard Thief like fighter or whatever it is, warrior. For that one, basically the idea was like they all have like different sort of quests they're basically on, and they basically share items with each other. But I can't really say it's all that interesting to be like play with. It's like three different worlds. Who really cares? I sort of feel like just the sort of same way. Like, what's the real like advantage of like separation stuff? Okay, so sleeping acid slug, scratched. You are now scratched, so hit me for 4 damage there. I'm not bruised, so basically when I'm bruised, I have like maybe like 1/3 of my health. There's an imp basically over there attacking me apparently. Not hungry apparently. It's now injured, so I'm bloodied. So bloodied is basically when you're like a third of HP. Severely injured, so severely injured is basically when you're like at death's door, and then I died. All right, so with your death, there remains no hope to stop the infernal countdown. Luckily, you do not have to see the fires raining from the sky that blur all and replace blah blah. Hit a key to report your final states, play a game, but stuff like that. So that's basically like the focus, I guess. And it's basically a traditional roguelike, but the idea I'm not really sure what to say about. But whatever, that's basically the game. Hope you guys basically enjoy it and take care.